$650,000 profit per house. Jump in on the FOMO. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this article from news.com, originally from the Daily Telegraph, talking about the Sydney regions where home sellers are making up to $650,000 average profit off properties. Now, when I see this, I instantly think of all of the, dodgy crypto schemes where you could make, so much profit. All the con artists that are just telling you how to make profit. They're focusing on just the profit. And shouldn't we be a bit worried? Shouldn't we be a bit worried if only in a few years you can make so much profit on housing in a market? What's the incentive to invest in other parts of the economy? What's the incentive to actually work beyond buying your first house and then just keep flipping them in a never-ending cycle? Welcome to Australia, guys. So, homeowners have been reselling property they purchased a few years ago with an astonishing markup in some Sydney pockets, despite the pandemic recession. Now, let's have a look at the examples they've got here. Let's have a look at these examples. Homeowners have been reselling their properties for an average of up to $650 more than they paid for them a few months ago. It depends on where you look. We just saw the other day property here in Brisbane. Ipswich, where they're selling it for exactly what they paid for it 5 years ago. The resale profits have come as the property sector continues to defy the weak economic conditions. It depends on what you read, depends on what you look at. Housing values in Sydney have dropped by about 2.9% since the start of the pandemic, but remain close to 8% higher than they did at this time in 2019, median sales data shows. Well, all this is telling us is that maybe if people bought back in 2008, they're now making a profit. Are these people selling out just before the impacts of the economy start to be felt? Is this a sign that you're going to miss out on this hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit coming when people are already struggling to buy in? So, but then how much stimulus, how much support can the government materialize out of nowhere, guys? Wait till we have 1% mortgage, home deposits. You think I'm joking? There's also been a low supply of housing available at a time when low interest rates attract new buyers to the markets, which ramp up competition for property. Sellers made the biggest profit relative to what they paid for their properties in suburbs offering larger blocks or a location near a beach, according to a CoreLogic review of June quarter sales. The median resale profit for units, townhouses and houses on the northern beaches was $585,000. Nearly 96% of sellers made money off their transactions. So why are they all selling now? I don't understand. Why are they all selling if property is going to be even fantastic or do even better? There was a similar outcome for sellers in the Hills District, where the median resale profit was $598,000. And in Kooringa Council, where the figure was $616,000. The median profit in the Willibo Council was $652,000. The typical seller in this region has owned their home for about 7 to 8 years before trading them again. Okay, so let's have a look at this chart again. 7 to 8 years, so we're talking 2012. See the light blue line on this chart, everyone? That's Sydney. Look at that growth from 2012. You think that can repeat? That's the question. That's the question. That's what they're hoping to encourage people to jump in. I mean, look, 2 million, you're buying the land. So sold for 1.3 in 2015. You can just find just as many examples where people have bought and haven't made anything or have made a loss. What about all the people in WA? My housing market economist Andrew Wilson said the market was shifting from one favouring buyers to one where sellers had the upper hand. It's not quite there yet, but there's momentum, and we will soon be in territory where it's better for sellers than it is for buyers, he said. One black spot for the market was the high-rise unit sector, especially in areas oversupplied with new housing. Yes, it's getting destroyed. Just over 16% of sellers in Parramatta and Ryde, where developers released a massive new apartments, lost money on their sales. The typical loss was about $40,000. If rents continue to fall, we'll see more investors selling their units, Mr. Wilson said, adding this would put further pressure on sellers to cut prices. Stone's real estate Eddie Piddington said the northern beaches had the opposite situation. There weren't enough sales to go around and demand was increasing. Cashed up families from inner suburbs were spending big in the region because they wanted to be near the beach and while working from home no longer saw proximity to the CBD as a top priority. They want the lifestyle, but the problem is there isn't much stock available. Not many people in this area are selling. So what's happening here is they're focusing on one particular region. And here's the thing, and I'll bring up this map here that I've shown. This is unit price growth. Have a look at how ununiform it is. Certain suburbs and certain areas do better. It's true in property. You're paying for location. And houses, at least you have the land value. You can knock over the house and you've got the piece of land. An apartment, what do you have? You've got a skybox, and then you're locked into the potential risk of buying into these things. So they want the lifestyle, but the problem is there isn't much stocks available. Not many people in the area are selling. Manly home sellers Jeremy Remus and wife Caitlin said they were expecting a decent result for their Wilshire Street unit when it goes under the hammer in November. They also noted there was a downside to the strong sales market. It meant buying their next house would be harder. There isn't a huge amount of choice in the area, they said. We're trying to stay optimistic, but I think we'll be okay with the sale. It's in the heart of Manly, really big, and you can't beat the beach lifestyle. We love it. So there we have it. There we have it, everyone. What do you think? What do you think? I can't imagine you're going to be making this $650,000 profit in other areas. I think this is quite a unique situation and part of Sydney that we're looking at. Again, with property, it comes down to location. So buying a unit in a dodgy part of the city that's probably at risk isn't going to be as good as buying a house on land. Buying a specky in the far western suburbs isn't going to be as good as buying in the nice northern beaches part of Sydney with different areas, even different planting growing around. So what do you all think, everyone? Do you think now's the time to jump in? Have you got that FOMO feeling? Do you want to get your 650 grand profit? And is the people to jump into other sectors and to other property? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or KuCoin. You can buy a merch from Heisa Says, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.